I just want to take a minute to make a quick video to explain what happened over the weekend. I got a dreaded 636 code for the crank sensor, as I'm sure you probably already know if you're watching this. So basically what happened was about 20 minutes into the trip, stopped, shut her down, went to start it back up, nothing. The crank over fine, not a kick, anything. I did the usual. I could hear the fuel pump. I grabbed a hold of the fuel lines and felt them flex as I tried to crank it, so I knew there was some pressure there, so enough that it should start or at least kick if that was the issue. So dug it a little further, did on the dash, checked the codes at 636, so it said crank sensor. Did some quick search on the interweb and found that varies anywhere from fuel pump to water in the fuel. There's just a whole bunch of things that I found that just completely unrelated to the crank sensor that seemed to fix the issue. None of that was an issue with mine. Knowing I wasn't going to fix it on the trail, I got it hauled back to my shop here, and I was able to come into, I'm sure as you know, the crank sensor plug-in right here. I tested this white wire is the power, and it had 2.5 volts, which is the minimum what I need. The opposite side, which is this black wire, ground, which tested good, and the signal was fine. And then I went to the crank sensor and I tested for ohms, and it was 0. It was basically open, so they told me the crank sensor was gone. So I happened to have one in my shop for a 900 XP, took it, plugged it in, fired right up. So yeah, if you need to know how to test it, pretty simple. White wires should be your signal wire or your power wire, a minimum of 2.5 volts with the key on. The black wire had full ground. I was able to get 12 volts out of it when I applied power to my voltmeter. And then the signal wire had good continuity. And in case you're wondering, most XPs have the same crank sensor. Like I said, this is a 21 XP Pro and Pro XP, sorry, and that sensor there is out of a 900 XP, and it worked just fine. So I hope that helps anybody that's running into that same issue.